Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Death Valley Discoveries. This is episode 18, and I am currently on Owl Springs Road. I'm parked about 2 miles east of Owl Springs. So I'm in the southern Owlshead Mountains, and I'm actually here to do another exploration. So I'm going to be heading into a canyon that I've been interested in visiting for the past 5 years, but just haven't gotten around to. And I'm really excited to see what's here. So this is a special discovery video in the sense that I don't know what I'm going to be finding in here. I'm not even sure if the canyon is passable, but if you're watching this, it probably means that it was. So let's head over into this canyon. Just want to show you where I am here as I start out. That's looking down Owlet Springs Road to the east. And right here is the canyon I'm going to be heading into. It's not really visible from right here, but I have it marked on my GPS. And then right there, a little bit further looking up the road, you can see where I've parked here my truck on Owlet Springs Road. A little bit of a chill in the air here in the Owlsheads. And I am on a solo hike today. What interests me about this canyon, and this is the first time I've hiked a canyon in the southern Owlsheads. There aren't really many canyons that appear to be worth checking out here outside of this one. And believe me, I've studied this range quite a bit. But I did spot some potential nice narrows, which would be a rarity, of course, in the Owlsheads. Yeah, again, I'm very excited about today. Exploration hikes are the best, and I haven't done so many of them as I used to in recent years. So this is going to be cool. I've quickly jumped into a massive wash here. I'm assuming this is the wash from the canyon I'm going to be heading into. And you can see my long morning shadow getting an early start here in the Owlsheads. That wash started heading in the wrong direction, and I need to get up this fan here. So I turned off and doing a short climb. Very short approach to this canyon for the Owlsheads. One last view looking back, I can see my truck over there on Owlet Springs Road. And right here I've reached the wash of the canyon that I'm going to be dropping into. Yeah, this is more like it. Here's a little burrow trail leading down. The first thing I'm noticing here as I'm entering this canyon is it has a different type of rock than the decomposed granite I'm used to seeing. And this right here is the first view up canyon. Little tree here in the wash that looks like it got swept downstream in a flash flood. Really nice hillsides already taking shape. Very rocky. Right here I've reached a junction. So the left fork right here is the main one I'm interested in exploring, this canyon. But over here there's another fork to the right. If all goes as planned and I can make it through this canyon, I'll come back out this fork a few hours from now. So let's find out. This fork I'm heading up, the left fork, already is looking nice. I can see that it's going to narrow down just ahead. Again, just taking a look at this rock type, you can see a cave right there in the rock. Nice narrow wash as it bends around. And you can see in the distance as well some nice looking rocks we're going to approach soon. I already like what I'm seeing from this canyon here in the very early going. As it narrows down ahead, you can see that rock hillside there on the left with the darker colored rock at the top. I'm already finding this very interesting. Passing by a neat spot here between these two canyon walls. Again, very different rock type than what I'm used to seeing in the Owlsheads. Up ahead, I have a spot marked on my GPS that will mark the beginning of the Narrows. And, you know, as I'm looking around, thinking about potential names for this canyon, if it proves to be interesting and worth it enough, and so far it has been, I was thinking Owlet Canyon. And an owlet, of course, is a baby owl. And this is a smaller canyon in the Owlsheads, but so far small but beautiful and interesting. So I think Owlet Canyon would fit in. But let's see as we continue forward. I need to see more of this canyon before I go ahead and assign it an informal name like that. Absolutely love this rock type here. I just find it so interesting because I've spent so much time in the Owlsheads and I've never seen canyon walls or hillsides like this. Really high canyon walls taking shape here on both sides. I really hope this canyon's passable. Very nice narrows. Not really options for bypasses though through here if I were to hit a major dry fall. That would definitely complicate things. But for now, I'll focus on the beauty here. Very nice rock. Oh wow. Look at these cliffs right here. Here is the first we can call boulder jam dry fall. I can easily climb this. But again, looking straight up here, I'm in awe at the scale of this small canyon. Rounding some bends here in the Narrows. So far, so good in this canyon. And that's looking back up at that high ridge. Having a lot of fun out here today. Nothing like doing exploration of undocumented canyons here in Death Valley National Park. Back at it again. And this canyon's delivered, big time. Really surprising for such a small canyon to be so nice and interesting. I really hope I can keep going for a ways. Look how tight this canyon is here. Can't even see around the corner. Nice 6-foot narrow wash. Love this rock here on the canyon floor. Look at that pointy rock formation high above the canyon. I climbed up high above the canyon on some steep slopes to get a view of what it looks like. Take a look at this. Really cool vantage point. I don't recommend trying to come up here because it was quite a scramble. But real nice view of the canyon below. You can see how steep my climb was right here. Check out this view from the very top. I climbed up on a high ridge way above the canyon. See the canyon down there. What a scramble that was. And that's looking up canyon. Very neat. And I'm back down in the canyon. Looking forward to some more exploration here. See the contour of these walls. This is the view looking back. If you look high up there in the middle, that's the little peak I scrambled up to. I actually scrambled up the steep slope just to the left of it. Kind of crazy, but it brought me some nice views. Really pretty rock through all of here. Passing by a section here in the canyon with lots of boulders. Huge, massive boulders falling in here. Here's some more of these boulders piled up. Just want to show you what they look like close up. Very neat looking. All over the place in here. The canyon's had a few bouldering obstacles so far, but nothing too challenging. There's actually a little dry fall right there that comes out of a side canyon. But I do have a spot marked on my GPS of a potential major dry fall up ahead. So I'm gonna have to be ready for that. And here's another little boulder I gotta climb. Still a nice wash to hike in. Sunlight filtering into the canyon here in the mid-morning. Okay, I'm coming up on the spot where I have the major dry fall marked on my GPS as seen from satellite imagery. Interesting. This is very pretty. Look at this dry fall right here. It is a major dry fall. I think I might be able to climb this. I made it up. I climbed this dry fall. Looks like it's about 20 to 25 feet high. And I had just enough handholds and footholds to make it up. Really cool spot in the canyon. I could have bypassed it, I believe, around that side, kind of going up that slope there and around that little block. But yeah, fun climb actually, very fun. Check it out right away. I'm coming up on the second major dry fall. I can get around this one too. This is real pretty though. Not used to seeing dry falls like this in the Owlsheads. I just climbed around the left side of that, or if I'm facing up canyon, it was the right side. Just beyond this, another easy dry fall to climb. Right here on the right side. Oh wow. Just beyond that, yet another dry fall. This canyon's really changing. Fortunate I can still go. Yeah, we could call this the third major dry fall. Just climbed the third major dry fall. Not very challenging for me. But yeah, I'm fortunate that I'm still going in this canyon, because any one of these, I'm gonna narrow canyon that's close together, and there's not a lot of options for bypasses because it's so tight. Wow, there's a really cool cave right there. I scrambled up the cliffs to take a closer look, and indeed this is a cave that goes back in about 15 feet. A lot of bird droppings. Birds seem to like this cave. The view looking ahead, continuing up this steep, narrow canyon, I do see an arch up on the ridge up near the top there. That's kind of cool. Coming up on another neat area of canyon. Little drop off there, and then a dry fall to climb up, sloped. The canyon's getting more and more challenging. I feel like the canyon's got to end soon as far as progress goes. Let's see what's around this bend. Whoa. What is this? Look at the canyon wall right here. This is interesting. Whoa. Oh, here we go. Right there. That's the dry fall where the canyon continues up above. Walked into this little grotto area and I'm like, where does the canyon go? Real neat spot. There's another view of that dry fall from further back. Just really neat canyon walls on each side of that dry fall. That can't be climbed right there, but I might be able to get up a bypass slope right here, believe it or not. Just wanted to show you the view here as I climbed up a gully there, and I'm bypassing right here. This is a steep scrambling slope. You can see I'm going across here. I do feel safe, but I wanted to point out here that I wouldn't recommend this for regular hikers or people without climbing, advanced scrambling experience. All right, just coming down off the bypass slope, which was up there. Again, not recommended for most people. I'm gonna go back and take a look at this dry fall. Look how it starts with this nice polished chute. If I can't get any closer, I'll stick my pole out here and see what that looks like. Ah, nice break ahead. A little bit wider canyon, not so steep. 4 major dry falls there, with that last one being quite hard, the hardest to bypass. And the first one as well was hard to climb, sort of. But yeah, it's made this canyon kind of fun, running into this series of dry falls, especially that last one. That was such a beautiful setting in there, in that enclosed grotto area. Fortunately, I was able to climb out of it. But progressing up canyon and hoping that I won't have to backtrack at some point. I'm going to be able to complete my planned loop. We will see. Number of surprises as I've been hiking up this canyon. Canyon's opening up a bit up ahead. Some more of that pretty rock making up all these dry falls in the canyon. Nice pure untouched wash, not even burrows can get past those dry falls. Love seeing no footprints in a canyon. Totally wide open canyon ahead. Here is my current view. You can see very wide open. I'm just in the wash of some rolling hills here. So I've come all the way out of that canyon. I'm gonna take a short lunch break ahead. Found a nice spot here in the shade, enjoying my lunch break. I'm real happy I made it all the way through that canyon. I'm gonna call that canyon Owlet Canyon. Again, because it's small but beautiful. Really fun experience. Loved some of the canyon walls. Loved dealing with those 4 dryfalls. The first and last one were really cool. And now as soon as I finish my lunch, I'm going to continue down this canyon, or up this canyon another half mile, and then I'm going to cross over to the other side to the north and take a different canyon back. I was just checking out my topo map to see where I am, and actually I am just due north of Owl Springs. So if I were to pop up on that ridge and head in that direction, I could work my way over there. But instead I'm heading in the opposite direction away from it. But that kind of gives you an idea where the upper part of this canyon is. Another view of the upper reaches of this canyon wash. Nothing but low hillsides. Right here is as far as I go up the main canyon, right there. I'm at 2,525 feet, and now I'm going to turn off this direction into a side canyon and try to attain the ridge to cross over to the next major canyon to the north. Found something interesting here. It's quite heavy. Looks like a bullet, but not totally sure, but it's heavy. There's something inside it. Still working on my crossover. Hiked up a fairly long side canyon there. And now I'm just walking along a ridge here. And let me take a moment to show the first view down the other side of this crossover. Not a whole lot to see, just some rolling hills, as I'm going to have a steep drop down here to begin. I'm on the other side now. Some washes are merging. Not quite to the main canyon, but getting close. Very wide wash already. And here we go. Merging with the main canyon. So I'm going to follow this down for about 2 miles. I have quite a stretch of canyon to go through, and I'm anxious to see if there's anything interesting in here. Maybe, maybe not, but it'll be fun to complete the loop. Really neat landslide of boulders right here, coming down the hillside. A little bit of color there on the canyon walls on the left side. These colors kind of liven up this somewhat nondescript canyon a little bit. Provide a little bit of interest here. Canyon's taking much more shape now. There's a side canyon dryfall there. There's some high cliffs here. Fallen boulder stack. But yeah, heading into the lower canyon now. So it should form up quite a bit more than the upper wide open canyon. Canyon's looking much nicer. Spot here where you can see the canyon wall or hillside broke away. Some of this rock and fell down here. This is the first spot in this canyon that I think is truly beautiful. Just some epically high peaks. Very high canyon. And here's the wash down here that I'm walking in. Canyon's a little bit rugged through here. This canyon, as I think I've mentioned, has been fairly nondescript, not too exciting. This lower part of the canyon is a bit nicer. It's taking on, it has more life or personality to it as a canyon. But I've got about a mile until I'm out of here. A little less than a mile. So we'll see what this last section holds. It's actually kind of a neat triangular shaped canyon wall right here. The two washes or canyons have merged into one, and I'm now approaching the mouth of the combined canyon. My vehicle is just like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes from the mouth. It's not that far of a hike. So let me summarize today. So the first canyon I went up, which I am informally calling Owlet Canyon, very pretty, very interesting. Those 4 major dry falls, lots of nice rock. Yeah, that was definitely worthwhile. So that made the exploration day worth doing. But I think by you coming along with me and seeing this exploration hike, you kind of see how everything else was discovered here in Death Valley. Just go out into some place that has never been documented by hikers and check it out, see what's there. So that's what I was doing today. And I'm real happy with Owlet Canyon. And then past that grotto and 4th dry fall, once I climbed past that, I didn't really see anything interesting the rest of the way. Basically the entire way. Although it was fun. It's always neat to explore new places, but it's not an area I would hike back to. It was neat to see it once, and here I am on my 35th day, lifetime day hiking in the Owlsheads Mountains, and I got to see a couple new canyons. Can't beat that. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Death Valley Discoveries here in the Owlsheads Mountains. Not sure if you can see behind me, there's a couple wild burrows. I'm very close to Owl Hole Springs. There's lots of burrows around this area. But yeah, this was fun. You got to check out some of my exploration here in the Owlsheads Mountains in Death Valley National Park. And I'll be back soon with another episode. Catch you later.